back to my channel. Today I have a June message for all of the Tauruses out in the collective. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Taurus out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, and a sound healing practitioner. So without further ado, Taurus, let's go ahead and dive right into your June message. So Taurus, we are starting out with sensitivity, the sacred union, and between worlds. Okay, Taurus, at the heart of your reading, we have the sacred union. So this is really about partnerships. It could be about romance, but I really feel that ultimately it's about relationships. With sensitivity, this is mainly a message about you becoming more aware of your environment, being more aware of the relationships around you, any situations. It's just about being aware, being consciously aware, understanding that you are very sensitive to other people's energies that are around you. And I feel that because you are a lot more sensitive, you might be feeling that a lot of the relationships in your life are changing. You could be losing relationships, you could be gaining new relationships. Whatever it is, you've become very aware of certain relationships that are no longer vibing with you, or they're no longer in alignment with who you are. It's almost like it's sort of like individuals that really are sort of not in alignment with you anymore. And so you're allowing yourself to let those relationships fade away as new relationships come in and take their place. But with that being said, I want to point out here that it's important that you're aware of why these relationships are fading out of your life. Pay very close attention to what it is about those particular relationships that no longer feel right to you. What is it about those relationships? What lessons did you learn from those relationships that you need to sort of be consciously aware of so that you don't make the same mistakes? I do feel that you sort of are in this state of transitioning from one phase of your life to the next phase of your life. And when this happens, a lot of times you end up losing quite a lot of people in your life. And that's because you're evolving. You're becoming more awakened to the idea that you don't want to be who you thought you were, or maybe you're understanding a little bit more here, Taurus, that there's more to you than meets the eye, and maybe you're no longer wanting to conform or sort of cater to the needs or the desires of other individuals because you feel like you're not getting anything in return. So this is interesting. So let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot here. Overall, I do feel that your relationships are changing completely here, Taurus. And for some of you, it might come as a complete surprise. And for others of you, you might actually not be surprised by this at all. Some of you might actually even be saying, you know, this should have happened way sooner than it has. So, okay, so yes, definitely. With the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles right off the bat, this is you. The Four of Pentacles is feeling like there isn't enough, right? And you might be feeling that other individuals really haven't been giving to you the same amount that you've been giving to them. I think you want a little bit more freedom when it comes to relationships. You want to be very independent. You don't want to be tied down. You don't want to feel like you're being restricted in any way. And I feel you're wanting to just explore. You're wanting to have, you know, a really good time in growing and become like trying different things. The Nine of Pentacles is about recognizing that all of the efforts that we've put into our relationships have helped cultivate us into the person that we are today. Okay. And I feel that everything that you have learned from other individuals or other relationships or partnerships, whichever it might be for you, I feel that you're grateful for those experiences, but you're wanting more. I feel that you're wanting to sort of be, you're wanting to experience what else is out there until you feel comfortable with wherever you land. Okay. So we now have the Five of Wands with the Moon card. Okay. I feel that when it comes to your relationships here, Taurus, I feel that a lot of times they feel like work to you. I feel like whatever relationships you've had in the past, or maybe you still currently have, it's almost as if you're trying to one-up each other. And it almost feels like you're trying to out-achieve each other, or maybe there's just a lot of conflict going on. Like it's almost like, you know, the phrase, you know, too many chefs in the kitchen. You know, there's too many things going on at the same time that no one is ever really in tune with what they're truly wanting or desiring out of that relationship. The Moon card, specifically in this deck, really speaks about diving deep into your emotions. The moon represents our emotions. Water represents our emotion, and it represents the feminine aspect. And femininity is all about receiving. And I feel like you almost feel like every relationship that you have had has made you feel like you are drowning in your own emotions and you're not really coming to the surface for more air. So I feel like what is changing for you here, Taurus, is that all of this internal conflict of you hiding your emotions and not speaking your truth and not speaking up for yourself and really declaring what it is that you don't like, or when certain people do certain things, it has to come to an end, right? And I feel that you might be someone who is saying, I'm tired of trying to make others happy. And understand, Taurus, that that is not your job. It is not your job to make someone else happy. It is your job to make you happy. And the only way that you can make yourself happy is by doing what is best for you in this particular situation. I feel that you have this dream, you have this desire of having this perfect relationship. Now, for some of you, this could be friendships. For some of you, this could be, you know, friendships, business relationships, or even love relationships. The important thing here is that you have to be very practical about what it is that you're wanting in this relationship. Understand that the one thing that you're going to have to walk away from are the relationships or the patterns or the behaviors, the red flags per se, that you no longer mesh with, okay? The Six of Swords is your rite of passage. And it speaks about leaving everything behind and starting fresh, starting new. And I feel that's where you are here, Taurus. Now, I am filming this way early than June, but I'm filming this the day after Mercury retrograde went direct. So we are now out of Mercury retrograde, which means that a lot of times when we go into Mercury retrograde, all of our old past flames, old relationships often come back. They come back because we're trying to find the balance, or we're trying to learn, we're trying to grow and understand, did I learn my lesson the first time? So understand that your situation, whatever it might be, in business partnerships, romance, or just in friendships in general, or relationships in general, you're needing to walk away from those relationships that are no longer good for you, right? It's almost saying like you need to learn what it is that you're truly desiring, and then take action, practical action towards building better relationships in your life that you agree with or that feel right to you, right? It's about you understanding what it is that you need in a relationship, and then being able to A, either provide that for yourself, or B, making better choices when you get into relationships. Because I feel a lot of times, now I'm just going to say this because it's just popped in my head. A lot of times we become very codependent on certain individuals in our life. Maybe some of you have some codependency issues when it comes to romantic relationships. Again, I cannot stress this enough, Taurus. It is not your responsibility to make someone else happy. And it is not someone else's responsibility to make you happy. That is your responsibility. And a lot of times we try to put the burden on someone else to fulfill our own happiness. And that is what causes codependency. So we have here the Ace of Wands with the Eight of Swords. Now, I find it very interesting that after just talking about codependency, the Eight of Swords pops up. The Eight of Swords is about being trapped in our own illusions, being trapped in this belief that, you know, well, I can change this person, or I can make this person better. I can make this relationship work. The reality is that you know without a shadow of a doubt here, Taurus, that that is not the case. You know it is not going to happen. And this is the illusion that you are needing to walk away from. You know in your mind, like the Ace of Wands is all about new insights. You know that you need to step away. You know that you need to cut off that relationship and walk away from that individual. But if you continue to believe in the illusion that it's going to be okay and that it's going to be all right and it's going to work itself out, you're only going to disappoint yourself. It's going to leave you feeling as if nothing ever works out for me. Like, that's just plain and simple. When I'm looking at it here with the right across from the Four of Pentacles, remember the Four of Pentacles is having this sense that there's just not enough. There isn't enough. I don't get enough. I feel like I'm always deprived when it comes to relationships. And this is the wake-up call that you're needing here. You now have the Hermit card with the Four of Voices, which is the Four of Swords. Again, you're needing to really evaluate what kind of a relationship you really want. You have to be completely and utterly honest with yourself here, Taurus. You have to be willing to explore the depths of yourself, do that introspection, do that soul searching deep within yourself, and recognize your worth and your value. You have to be able to say, I am worth more than what I have been receiving. I deserve more. The Four of Swords is about reflecting on all those past relationships that never really truly met your match, or they never fulfilled you in that way, and figuring out, why did I stay? Why did I put myself in that predicament? Why do I feel trapped? Again, you have the Four of Cups with the Awakening card. Okay, the Four of Cups is about having this feeling of apathy. When we become real apathetic in our relationships, even in our emotions, we don't see a silver lining. We don't see any opportunities around those individuals or new individuals. It's almost like when you're in a relationship and the relationship is so bad and you get out of that relationship, right? And you automatically jump right into another relationship. What happens, Taurus, is that once you jump into that new relationship, you automatically start reflecting and start sort of evaluating that previous relationship. And then all of a sudden, all of the things that didn't meet your expectations in that relationship now start to automatically show up in the new relationship that you're in. And then you start thinking about that other person, and you start thinking about where things went wrong, and you start thinking about how much you miss that other person. And all of a sudden, all your emotions and everything that you start thinking becomes so jumbled up that you get confused, you get lost, you don't know what to think or what to feel. And then you automatically start seeing in your new relationship all of the things that went wrong in the first relationship. And you become apathetic about it, which means that you automatically assume and expect to experience the same thing. Nothing satisfies you anymore. You become so dissatisfied with your life, your choices, the people around you, and what you are experiencing that you sort of just throw your hands in the air and you're like, I give up, right? This is where what you're needing to be practical about. You're needing to understand that your relationships are based on how you feel about yourself. It's almost like Spirit wants you to know that the only way that you're going to find this relationship, this romantic relationship that you are wanting, for those of you that this is romance, is you need to seek that within yourself first. You need to learn how to fill your own cup. So that way, when someone new comes into your life, you won't make the same mistakes that you did. You won't fall into codependency. You won't put burdens or responsibilities or expectations on other people in the relationship to fulfill you, because you're already doing that for yourself, and you'll be able to find a much better match. So Taurus, I wasn't expecting this to really fall into a romantic relationship genre. You know above all else that I don't really like doing romance readings on this channel, but this is the message that has come out. So Taurus, I just want you to know that I feel that ultimately your main message right now is that you need to be very aware of the relationships around you. You need to really do some introspection. You need to really seek and try to understand that inner conflict that you have with yourself. Really evaluate the emotions of how you feel in every relationship in your life, and figure out what it is that what you're wanting. What needs to change? What do you need to let go? What do you need to walk away from? So Taurus, this is your message this month. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys.